A live look right now at Washington, North Carolina. Current time is 2:58. We're closing near the 3 o'clock hour, and it is definitely cloudy, and we're seeing some light rain ongoing across parts of the viewing area. We'll get to your forecast here in just a moment, but I want to welcome you all to another edition of the WITN First Alert Weather Desk. Everyone, hopefully you're having a great Tuesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Russell James, and I honestly have to say that we're going to continue to see this pattern stick around at least over the next several days. We have an area of low pressure stationed along a boundary in place, and it's going to keep us unsettled at least through the later part of the week. So I'm going to go ahead and take a live look right now outside at Greenville, North Carolina here. We have temperature sitting at 66 degrees. We have winds coming in out of the east at about 6 miles per hour. Overall, it is just a dreary, wet afternoon. And in case you're wondering, yeah, we are definitely sitting well below average for this time of year. We should be seeing highs into the 80s. So yeah, we're definitely not on track right now, at least heading into the summer season. But our first alert live radar starting to fill in with some light to moderate rain, stretching all the way down from Pender County, extending up towards the Albemarle Sound and even into Elizabeth City. Further back towards the west, we're seeing some heavier downpours just north of Ahoskie there in Hertford County, stretching down towards the south, a good swath of moderate rain there in the darker greens and yellows from Goldsboro over into Snow Hill and stretching over towards the Wilson area, even down towards Greenville, Ayden, stretching into Grifton. We're seeing some rain, and even down towards Kenansville and Wallace right there along Interstate 40. We're seeing some rainfall, and this is an entirely large setup of scattered to enhance cloud cover, even a stronger band of showers and storms back across northern sections of Georgia. So this is going to be a pattern that's going to be with us for at least another few days or so. One thing that's also been important too has been the temperatures. We've been stuck into the 60s and 70s, even have some 50s back across Asheboro and even into Winston-Salem, and that has been, persistent, given the fact that we've seen temperatures roughly about 5 to 10 degrees colder than it was around this time yesterday. And it's mainly because we have an east-northeasterly breeze at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. Why are we unusually cool? Well, we have an area of high pressure to our north. The high pressures this time of year tend to bring in cooler air on the eastern side. Meanwhile, warmer air is back on the western side. Well, when you put that over a mountain range, you're driving the colder air from the northeast down towards the south, and that essentially creates something known as a cold air wedge that's in place. And until that high pressure begins to move away from at least the mountains, we're going to continue to see cooler than average conditions over the next several hours. So that's why we're going to remain into the 60s as we head through the overnight hours and into the first half of your Wednesday. Finally, high pressure moves offshore. We end up on the southern side of it, so that's when we'll start seeing highs climb into the 70s. Meanwhile, rain chances are going to be with us for a while. We'll still see steady rain as we go through the evening hours tonight, and then we'll have a quiet period throughout the overnight hours. And then heading into Wednesday morning, we'll have another band of precipitation working its way through the area through 5, 6, 7, 8, even 9 a.m. And then finally by the afternoon, we should start to see some breaks in the clouds and even some sunshine return to the forecast. So for those of you that's been missing the sunshine, you'll have an opportunity to see it once we head into the afternoon on Wednesday. And then going into Thursday, we'll start seeing some more clouds moving in, and then another round of showers and storms, some of which could be on the strong side, especially Thursday night into early Friday morning. So this is one of those cases where it's going to be on and off periodically throughout the day and overnight hours. How much rain could we see, at least through midnight tonight? Around a quarter inch or less. Heading into Wednesday afternoon, as we get that second round, we'll pick up to around a half inch to an inch along the coast, 1 to 2 inches. And then once we head into around Thursday night into Friday, we could be easily pushing 2 to 3 inches area wide. And this is going to be adding to our already very high totals for the month so far. Some of you already closing near 10 inches of rain. Very impressive totals. And I mean, every bit of rain that we are seeing is going to help out at least some abnormally dry conditions, at least along the coast. Looking ahead at your first alert calendar, we still have at least, again, afternoon light rain, king tides in on Wednesday. We're watching for scattered storms on Thursday. Friday, Right now we don't have a first alert weather day, but if there is a day that I am monitoring very closely, it will be Friday afternoon and evening. We will have enough instability to maybe give us some very strong thunderstorms during the day. And then, of course, Saturday into Sunday is our Children's Miracle Network telethon. It will be airing at 7 p.m. on Saturday, and then also 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. And then we'll have another 2-hour session there Sunday evening as well. So just be sure to tune into that over the coming days. And then we have high school graduations coming up on the 6th of June and the 7th as well. Hopefully we'll have some nice weather permitting across the region. So let's take a look at your 8-day forecast. Unsettled weather for tonight going into Wednesday. 60% chance of rain and thunderstorms will begin to taper off by the afternoon. Get a little break there. Can't rule out a brief shower late Wednesday night going into early Thursday. And then we'll see another round of rain and storms Thursday afternoon into the overnight hours. And then Friday, we just have to watch out for storms lingering around the area, maybe even a severe storm or two. Right now, we don't have a first alert weather day quite yet, but if we do, I'm keeping an eye on Friday. So just want to stay tuned for the latest information. Sunshine returns Saturday, Sunday, and going into next week. High temperatures reaching the low to middle 80s, closing near 90 as we head into next week. So, and I just threw a lot of weather at you just then, but if you have any questions or concerns about the weather here, be sure to stay tuned to WITN, also WITN.com, and the WITN First Alert Weather app for the latest information. Of course, Charlie Ironmonger and Bailey Bockover will keep you updated at least through the 4 o'clock hour, and then join Bailey Bockover and Chief Meteorologist Zach Holder as he will give you the latest information on the news and weather across the viewing area. Plus, I will be back here at the First Alert Desk at 4 o'clock to give you another evening update. We'll be discussing at least the rain chances yet again, and we're also going to take a sneak peek at what you should anticipate going into hurricane season, which will also start heading on June 1st. So thank you for tuning in, everyone, and take it easy. I'll be sure to come back here in the next hour. Take it easy.